Ooni of Ife is about to do something that is going to shock a lot of people, especially Oletick, as he is alleged to be making plans, to go on a trip to Japan with Oletick's former best friend, in a former modeling agency. Yes, you heard me well. Recall that not too long ago, we did yours sincerely did a report on that story. One Miss Christiana Adewale, the 26-year-old model, who has been referred to as like a goddess, and that is just to describe how beautiful she is. We did a story about her, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and we are now hearing that that fear that took Oletik, surprisingly to Royal Mansion, to try to get the buying of Queen Naomi on how to, I mean, scatter that relationship did not work. You guys recall that she was obviously sent packing. In fact, she was, I mean, dispatched from the Royal Mansion. She was not even allowed to go in, according to that story that we also brought to your doorsteps. Okay, now we now see the reason why Olethek is really, really bothered about this lady, because just looking at this woman and the way they have those who have come gotten very close to her, they said this young lady is extremely, extremely beautiful. And the thing is, and the story went further to say she's not just beautiful, she's also extremely intelligent. Okay, and she has Oletik has this fear, this inherent fear in her that look, knowing KBAC for who he is, he's someone that has his cosmopolitan disposition to life. He's extremely humane. I mean, he's extremely kind, and he's a highly a generous person. Okay, so knowing this, and people like this or men like this naturally have women, gravitating towards them. Okay, I mean, he's got the panache, he's got the money, he's got the fame, he's got everything. Okay, and I don't think KBC is, I mean, is an ugly person by all standard. The man is a very, very handsome man. I mean, you need to see him. He has all the paraphernalia of beauty, when it comes to a man, and he's got this money as well. Okay, so the real fear, that took Oletik to Royal Mansion that day was that any further closeness between both of them, that is between Kabiesi and Miss Christiania Adewale, as she is called, it could trigger something else. And who knows, perhaps maybe we have a wife number, so, I mean, in the offing. We don't know. So now, what the whole thing is looking like is that fear that Oletik had is like, I mean, the whole thing is, I mean, beginning to look like is like a real thing. It's not like hearsay, because the first time we heard that story, we thought maybe it's just one of those rumors. But from the way Oletik is going about this thing, it's looking like this story might just have some element of truism in them, some level of authenticity in them. That is what this whole thing is looking like. Because now, as she got wind of the fact that there's a plan between her and Kabiesi to go to Japan, is what we don't understand. Is it like she set people, I mean, to be telling their conversation, or to be telling their movement or their plans? I wouldn't know, because I'm pretty surprised that she knows about the purported trip between the two of them. Okay, so what we gathered is that look, this lady, Miss Christiana Adewale, came up with this proposal. You guys know KBC with business. He's into all manners of business, hospitality, entertainment, oil and gas. I mean, name it. He's everywhere. As long as that thing is legit, you will have the backing of Ooni of Ife. So it's been alleged, according to the story that came out, that Oleti got wind of the fact that this lady has sold a beautiful proposal to KBC that will take both of them to meet some business partners in Japan. Okay. Now, here's the real problem now that Oletik has. The real problem now is the two of them, now them will go to Japan together. Now them go day there together. And now them go do the meeting together. And you know what that means. So one could understand their fears, but for me, I think these fears are just they are, I mean, they are neither here nor there, because the Oletik herself, how did she get into this palace? If I check the other Oloris, how did they get into the palace? Was it not from a friend came to a friend escorting friend to the palace, and now betraying the other one? Is it not? I mean, at least there are stories of one or two like that in the palace. So if this Miss Christiania Adewale is finding favor in the hands of KBC, and they are getting close and getting close, how is that supposed to be her problem? After all, if she asks herself deep into her heart and conscience, how did she herself come into the? Did she just fly from nowhere to the palace? Did she just fly there? And this idea that okay, because she once mentored this girl, so it will look like sort of embarrassment that okay, you will not be sharing the same husband with someone that's like a small girl. I mean, that is just bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I mean, because KBC, for God's sake, is Onirisha. I mean, this is the spiritual leader of the Yoruba race we're talking about. You cannot teleguide him to say, don't go like this, don't move with this, go like this, go. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't understand when these people begin to have this sentiments. You know, Onirisha doesn't work that way. He does what he feels like he needs to do. He goes to where he feels he wants to go to, and that is it. Okay. So, like we reported the other time, the lady was a junior model, to her, and I mean, she was like a role model and a mentor to her as well. So possibly Oletik knows her very well, knowing that knowing Oni for his human kindness and natural propensity for loving women, she's now afraid that the friendship between these two people could become something else. But if it becomes something else, how is that Oletik's wahala? Imagine with all the myriads of problem all over the palace now, from the one that the council they are not having more time with Oni, from that one to the issue of Queen Naomi, from that one to another one, confusion everywhere. Why won't she? I mean, why is she adding another one to it? Is she trying to give herself BP or what? I beg, I beg. I think she should spend time to take care of her beautiful twins, that God has given to her and KBC, than to, I mean, spend her time pursuing. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is pursuing shadows. Okay, because the gist is that Christiana Adewale, brought a proposal which Oni find very, very interesting, and is bent on ensuring that they go to that Japan. And Japan, they will go. Okay. So for me and for Oletik, she is feeling like this trip is done and dusted. True, true. Even me, I believe that this trip is done and dusted. But again, who are we? Who is? Why will Oletik say over a pie body that they go for that trip over this? Why you want to buy and leave twins for which people? Eh? You are not buying anywhere. Oh. You are going to be in that palace, and you will see. My prayer is that this Miss Christiana Adewale, I pray that God should give us courage and strength to see to the end of this relationship. KBC must marry her. I'm telling you, if not for anything else, but for the likes of even the Oletik, with all the wonders she and her cohorts performed in the palace against Queen Naomi, they have to marry this Miss Christiana Adewale, so that the dynamics in the palace will change. Okay, because what is it? So my own now is okay. Was this not how some of them, met KBAC? Wasn't I mean I if you go to the trajectory of how they entered, most of them, more than two of them that we know, came to the palace through this same pattern. So why is she trying to stop others? But well, if this story is true, I tell you, this is the beginning of part two of Auntie Igby versus Lady Badmus. I'm sure you guys remember that story, right? Igby versus Lady Badmus. Badmus was the one who was a friend to Kabisi. Auntie Igby escorted Badmus to the palace, and before you know it, Auntie Igby don't overthrow sharp sharp. No time to waste. Sharp sharp. So, but in this case, there's small difference. Okay, Oletik is already there, but now the friend or the young friend is about to come in, and if Kabiyesi finds it fit that she's coming in, there's nothing 20 Oletik will do. And I can tell you that even me, as I'm here now, I want that thing to happen. Do you understand? Because let all of us just join the pepper them gang once and for all. Okay? Make we add to the confusion when they that place. As they say, they only hear word. Okay? And like this man will always say, my friend, very dark man, they will all learn the hard way, okay? Since they don't want to hear word, okay? So this is the story that came out at this time, and I had to just quickly drop this for you guys. So what do you think about the story? Please feel free to go to the comment section and leave your comments, okay? I'll see you soon. Bye bye.